Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday. How's everybody's weekend going? What is going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat. How are you all doing? Make sure you all hit the like button, hit the subscribe, share this channel out with everybody you know. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's continue growing this channel out. So, final game of the series between the New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays. So, I didn't call yesterday's game. I had some stuff going on, but it was all good. I know today's game, I know there's a bunch of rain in New York. I know yesterday's game was embarrassing. We'll talk about yesterday's game. It was a total embarrassment. But let's see what they do today. Let's see what the Yankees do today. If hopefully they can win the series. I know the weather is pretty crappy out there in the Bronx, so it's like I see Ace's comment there, which shout out to my boy there. He says, I hope this game gets rained out. The lineup is disgusting. I feel that, bro. But let's see who we got in the chat right now. We got CT Cards, Susan, Robert, Desiree, Ace, Lou, Jacob Frederick. Who else we got? Cold Italian Pizza. How you doing? But Cold Italian Pizza says there might not be a game today. So, yeah, like I said, it sounds like there is a bunch of rain. How badly is it raining out there? That's my question. How badly is it raining out there? So is it pretty bad? Like what's it like? Do we think that there's going to be a delay at all? Like before the game or during the game? Like what's the weather like? We got drunk Hispanic in the building. What up, man? Yeah, I hope your Guardians sweep the Blue Jays today there, Frederick. They'd be helping out the Yankees for sure. You're saying Lou, it's not raining right now? Is that what you're saying? Oh, it's not raining yet. All right, Peanut is saying it's not raining yet. All right, cool. Well, that makes me happy. What up, Dev? What's going on, man? How you feeling? What's going on? But I hope they do get a game in. I mean, I don't want there to be. I hate for there to be a delay, but we'll see. Not raining in Brooklyn, however, it rains in the Bronx an hour later. It comes to got it. Okay. All afternoon and night. Well, okay. I wonder if it's like heavy rain. I wonder if it's heavy rain or just some light rain or drizzle. I don't. We'll see, but. Anyway, folks, let's focus on yesterday's game. I mean, once again, I didn't get a chance to watch yesterday's game. I did watch the highlights, but it was clear as day that the Yankees bats were just not alive. They had really no runners in scoring position. They got their runs on 2 home runs, one by Aaron Judge, who's just been on fire throughout the season so far, and the other one was by Austin Wells. Right. Clark Schmidt didn't pitch yesterday because he felt discomfort on his left side or his right side. He said he felt discomfort, so they skipped the start. They said it was minor. He says he was feeling well, just wanted to skip the start. Sounds like he's going to start on Tuesday, probably against the Padres. So let's just hope it doesn't lead to anything worse because Schmidt just came back, right? He literally just came back. So, hopefully it doesn't cause any other major issues later on in the season. Because right now the starting rotation, as we all know, is suspect. With the exception of Max Fried, who's just been absolutely killing it. Carlos Rodon, he's been killing it too. I mean, those two guys have been fine. Clark Schmidt, you got to give him a little bit of time. The guy barely had a spring training. So, I don't think he has his feet set in yet, but hopefully he gets his feet set in sooner rather than later. What's up, Ken? How's it going? Good to see you. But once again, yesterday, Yankees bats, terrible, right? Did nothing. The offense, there was nothing there. Pitching wise, I mean, for the most part, the pitching held their own until, unfortunately, Mark Leiter Jr. Came in. Didn't exactly have a great outing. It also didn't help that Anthony Volpe, made an error to have the Rays score that third run And once again, the Yankees just had no answer. After losing it in the eighth inning, losing the lead in the eighth inning, um, you know, the team just couldn't make a comeback at all. But the pitching. I mean, again, Mark Leiter Jr. came in. He didn't have a great outing, but the story too in yesterday's game was the bats. Right, the bats didn't really do much of anything. I was checking the box score yesterday. It sounded like they didn't have too many runners in scoring position. I think they barely had any base runners on. So it was just not overall just a bad game for the bats. The bats had no answer. And I don't know what it is with like Saturday afternoon games, but the Yankees tend to lose games on Saturday afternoons. Am I imagining things, or or is everybody else seeing the same thing? Because Saturday afternoon seems to be an issue for the Yankees winning games, and I don't know why. But it's just mind-boggling to me. It's very mind-boggling to me. Not drunk Hispanic. Our rotation is not great, man. I'm not a big fan of the rotation. Like I said, the only ones that are doing much of anything right now is Max Fried, who's just been he's exactly what as advertised. And then Rodon, he's had 3 really good back-to-back starts. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from Rodon. As long as he'll continue pitching well, as long as the Yankees are giving him run support. And Susan says Leiter always gives away a lead, walks too many. Leiter is very on and off. Like Mark Leiter Jr. is one of those guys that's very on and off. When he's on, he's on. When he's off, he's off. There's not too much of a consistency. Like we did see him in the postseason, right? We saw what he did, looked good, but there needs to be more of that consistency throughout the season. But it's just with him it's always tricky. Peanut says Volpe is committing too many errors when the game is on the line. Well, you got when you're leading by 1 run, you can't afford to make mistakes, right? Every time a defense makes mistakes, what happens? It motivates the other team. They start to get hot. It puts more pressure on the pitcher on the mound. Then the bats on the opposing team, they start putting up runs. They get guys on the bases, and then the team, and then obviously in this case like the Yankees, they collapse. It happens every freaking time. CT Card says that we stink on Saturday during day games for sure. Yeah, I don't know what it is about day games, but Saturday afternoon day games for the Yankees, but they just don't play well, and it's frustrating as hell. So, we got Ronnie in the building. What up, man? How you feeling, bro? I'll give you a call later, dude. I'll give you a call after the game. Well, I gotta catch up with you. CT Card says tomorrow's game is tough for you with King. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Michael King fan too, but we'll talk about the Padres series tomorrow. Man. But we gotta talk about the Rays, and hopefully the Yankees could come away with a series win. And the other thing I forgot to mention was Austin. They stole on Austin Wells 6 times yesterday. I was like, they stole 6 times. They stole bases on him 6 times. So there's been a little bit of criticism on Austin Wells, right? I mean, and rightfully so. I get it because this guy was highly regarded. But Wells, I'll say this about him, and tell me if you all agree. If you disagree, let me know in the chat. But does call a good game. His throws to second base, a little questionable. A little bit questionable sometimes. Especially, a lot of folks were talking about that throw to second base to who was it? Pablo Reyes in that Orioles series. I mean, his throws could be a little bit off at times. I'm not that I can agree with. So, let's see. That's one area that he does need to improve in. And at the plate, I mean, he does need to step it up at the plate. So he's not playing today, so he won't be in the lineup. Maybe it'll be good for him, right? I know JC Oscar will be at the dish. I'll pull up the lineup here in a minute. What up, Tristan? How's it going? CT cards saying it. They're saying that the tarp is coming on the field. All right. Well, that tells me what I need to know. So it sounds like there might be a delay in the game. So if their tarp is coming on the field, I mean, are they saying delays happening, or are they just doing it till game time? Like, what's the story? I don't know if they're saying anything right now, Ace, but I could always check X and see what's being said. But yeah, that's where I'm at with Wells. Cards CT's saying we have Trevino gave up 8. Gives up 6. Yeah, it's just that can't happen. You know what I mean? That can't happen. I'd imagine it's till game time, but let's wait for 8. Yeah, for sure. I want to know. Desiree saying it's heavy. It's moderate to heavy rain from noon until like 3, and then on and off moderately to okay. Heavy, moderate to heavy. So that they just reported it's coming on the field. All right, thanks, Ace. I mean, if we don't get the game, we don't get the game. Oh well, it happens. It's baseball. Delays, postponements. I mean, these things happen a lot. So, or it's going to be a long day. Yeah, you already know it. It's probably going to be a lot of slipping and sliding. So we'll see. But just talking about Escar being in the lineup, Volpe's not in the lineup. So they did an MRI and X-ray. Aaron Boone said that sounds like he's fine, but he's kind of day to day. They're just they are going to sit him. So I'm not surprised about that. But let's see what the lineup is. I'll pull up the lineup for you all. And let me make this full screen. There we go. Hopefully y'all could see that. Maybe I'll zoom in just a little bit more. Boom. There we go. Yeah, no doubt, Ken. So Trent Grisham leading things off, playing center field. Aaron Judge is DHing today. He'll be batting second. Cody Bellinger is batting third. He'll be playing right field. Paul Goldschmidt batting cleanup. He is playing first base. Jason Dominguez, folks, is batting fifth. He'll be playing left field. JC Oscar is batting sixth. He'll be taking over pitching duties or catching duties. Pablo Reyes is playing today. He's playing second base. He'll be batting seventh. Oswaldo Cabrera is batting eighth. He'll be playing third base. Oswald Peraza is playing shortstop today, folks. He'll be batting ninth. And on the mound today, it is Will Warren. Folks, in the chat, let me know what you all think about this lineup. How are we feeling about this lineup? What would you change about this lineup? So let me know. And I'm putting out a poll right now. So hold up. I'm going to do this right now so y'all could go vote. I want you all to tell me what you all are thinking. So, and we'll get into these predictions. So let me put out this poll real quick. There we go. So I put out the poll. Let me know what you all are thinking. CT card says Pablo. Well, I mean, Volpe's hurt, right? Jazz is hurt. So, I mean, what choice do you have? I guess Vivas, right? You could play Vivas. You want him to get as much playing time as much as possible. But I would hope that, I mean, that Reyes is probably going to get some playing time, though. Yeah, I want to see Vivas too, but Reyes needs to get playing time. I mean, you can't have him ride the bench. Right now, you can't have him ride the bench all the time. He's got to see the field, So you can't have him too rusty. Yeah, well, the lineup, it is what it is. And Peanut is saying today is going to be a 5-inning game, and hopefully the Yankees win. Hopefully. But once again, what do you all think about this lineup? I know a few of you are not fans of Pablo Reyes. I totally get it. I mean, he hasn't been the most exciting at the plate. But what do you all think about this lineup? Would you change anything about this lineup? What do you all think about Dominguez being moved up in the lineup? He's batting, he's batting fifth. So obviously, both Volpe and Jazz are hurt. Jazz is not going to be, he's not going to be around for a while. CT wants to riot. Well, let me know how that works out there, buddy. Hopefully you don't get arrested. Let me know what, yeah. I mean, the lineup, all I could say is, it is what it is. The lineup, it is what it is. Right now, like I said, few players are hurt, so they're just going to settle with what they have for now. Can we please stop having the Martian be a switch hitter? It's not going to happen, dude. It's not going to happen. Hey, we got Bill in the building. What's up? Yeah, listen, I know a lot of people are not fans of the Martian batting from the right side, but it's funny. I asked that question a few days ago about should the Yankees just have him bat from the left side? A few folks said no. I mean, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to continue being a switch hitter, and the guy needs to make his improvements. All right. I mean, he needs to, he just needs to make his adjustments, make his improvements. So you got to give him time as far as that goes. I mean, on the field, he's not bad. He's playing well. He does hit pretty well from the left side. So, let's hope that he can make his adjustments, work on his mechanics. It's going to take, once again, it's going to take a little time. Yeah, CT, you have fun with that. That's all I'm going to respond with that. So, folks in the chat, go vote in that poll. Let me know what you all are thinking. Looks like I got 10 votes and so far. So it looks like we're even at 40% between the under and the even. So let me know what you all are thinking. All right, so the votes are under and even are same percentage. So people are split on that one. And Frederick said, "What? Hold on. Yeah, well, we know that, Frederick. Yeah, we do know the rain in New York is going to be 100% chance, no doubt. Yo, Bill, you're a southpaw, so am I, dude. When my fight stance is southpaw, when I throw a ball, it's with my left hand. But I do things on the righty side. I'm kind of one of those weirdos, but hey, I am a weird person. I ride with it. Ken says, NFE, you play the player you have available, no matter how much people complain. This is the team we have. It's just you play the players you have. Once again, you got a couple of guys. You got a few guys that are hurt. You do what you got to. You do what you got to do. You play the guys you got to play. You hope that they go out and perform. Nothing's guaranteed, but all you could do is just hope. So. Southpaw hybrid? What do you mean by southpaw hybrid there, Ken? Is that yeah, you're going to have to explain what southpaw hybrid means. Let's see. I'm just reading through the comments, so sorry for the silence there. Looks like Susan's saying if they keep pitching him from right, it is doing the same thing over and over, getting same results. I don't like it as now he is not a switch hitter because he can't hit from the right side. But but the thing is, again, he's a switch hitter, whether we like it or not. And I know he's not hitting well from the right side, but the only way to improve is just you have to keep, keep getting those reps. I'm sure he's getting his reps, but once again, it takes time. Oh, ambidextrous. I mean, I know what ambidextrous is. So, I know some people are ambidextrous. So, folks, real quick, I got a notification from X. Says that please be advised we do not intend to start today's game on time. So there's your answer. So today's game is not going to start on time. They're not saying what time it's going to start, but so today's game, not starting at 1:35. So we'll see how long this delay is going to be. So we'll just have to wait it out here, folks. So game is delayed. So there you go. X just gave the notification. So game is delayed. We'll just have to wait and see what time the game starts. If they're going to play, hopefully they play. But once again, we're gonna have to wait it out. What's up? SGA is in the building. Sco is in the building. What up, man? Bowl left-handed, throw left-handed, switch hit, golf right-handed. All right. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I feel that. That's cool, Ken. Yeah, when I played, I batted from the right side. Whenever I played baseball with friends, if I stepped up to bat, it was always from the right side, and I had no issues with it. I couldn't bat from the left side to save my life. So, but anyway, let's get into these predictions, people. Let's get into these predictions. So again, the game is delayed. The game's not going to start on time. But let's get into these predictions. What are we thinking for Will Warren? How are we feeling about Will Warren? What does he do today? So far, 16 votes. Whoa, actually, I got 17 votes. And 35% of you right now are saying over. And the other 35 is saying even. 29% are saying under. So what do we got for Will Warren? So Susan says 4 innings. CT Card says 3 and 2/3, 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Okay. Let's get those Will Warren predictions. What do we got for Will Warren? 100% prediction of a rain out. No numbers required. We can hop straight to lunch. So rain out. Ken saying rain out likely happening. 100% chance of rain. Yeah, I'm going to check the weather right now. Weather in New York. Yeah, I mean, they're showing rain. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be raining all day. But still, even if they're not going to play, like let's just go through it. Let's just go through what we think about. If there is going to be a game, what's everybody's predictions? Just drop your Will Warren predictions, and we'll get into the other predictions too. CT Cards 5-3. Oh, so 5-3 Rays. So Yankees are going to lose the series. That's great. Yeah, let me just check these comments. At least we could take a blood pressure rest, Bill. Yeah, we don't want blood pressures rising, do we now? Yeah, Warren. I mean, honestly, look, if the game is played today, I think Will Warren is going to go. I think he'll go 4 innings. Personally, I think he'll go 4 innings. I'll give him 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and I think he gives up 3 runs. That's what I think. Oh, we got Jake Boss in the building. He says, "Good day, everyone. Needs to win the series for sure." That's if the game is going to be played today. Right now they're saying it's going to be delayed. So that's what they're saying for today's game, that there is a delay. Warren is iffy at best. Yeah, I mean, look, Warren, I've said this before, right? And I've discussed this with other folks. Warren is a rookie. He's gonna have his ups and downs as a rookie. The guy's not an ace. The guy is just he is not an ace. Like at best, he's a number 3 guy, number 4 guy in the rotation. We've talked about this. I know I don't know, some folks out there were saying that he was supposed to be an ace. No, he's not. Not even. And the scouts didn't even say that. The scouts never said this guy was an ace caliber pitcher. They've said that about Chase Hampton, but not Will Warren. Warren's got good stuff. He's got potential. I mean, we've seen in some of these games he's looked really good, but then there's other games not so good, right? Again, the problem, the rookie effect. So he needs time to develop in the major leagues. He's gonna, you got to practice patience with him, which I know is very hard to do. But if we want to see these guys play, the prospects play, if we want to see the young guys play, we gotta give them time. It's as simple as that. So let's see if he could develop into a good pitcher. Because like I said, he's got the stuff. He's got good stuff. It's just he needs time. He needs time. This guy, he's not going to come out. He's not going to come out firing. He's not. Not everybody's going to be Paul Skeens. And even Paul Skeens, yeah, as dominant as he can be, he has his mistakes. And I'm not trying to compare Will Warren to Paul Skeens. My point is though, every pitcher is a little different. So you got to give Warren time. I think he could be a good pitcher. If he's not meant to be a starter, yeah, you could put him in the bullpen. So that could be an option, right? Susan says Warren is like a kid that he removed from his bicycle. He may fall, but hopefully he gets. Well, that's again, he's a rookie. Well, Warren, is he a fill-in? I mean, he was definitely competing for a spot in the rotation. He could have been but now he's absolutely needed in the rotation as of right now, especially to the injuries to the rotation. But I think regardless, he was definitely competing for a spot, during spring training between him, Stroman, Carrasco, right? Like, those 3 guys were definitely competing for a spot, prior to the Garrett Cole injury and Clark Schmidt, Luis Hill. Like, if those guys weren't hurt, Will Warren was in the running. Yeah, and Skeens did look bad the other night. Exactly. Bill says he's pissed off at the offense. Pitching hasn't been above the good mark. The hitting has been obnoxious. 2 and 3 runs don't get. No, it doesn't. And once again, yesterday's game with the offense was freaking bad. It was so bad. But pitching has been, the pitchers are trying to do everything that they can. I mean, the rotation, yeah, it's not the strongest right now, but they got to play with what they have. I mean, these are the cards that they are dealt with. If Cole had not got injured, I would be shocked if he made the rotation. I don't know, Susan. He looked good in spring training. I mean, just to throw it out there, I know Stroman is not exactly a favorite amongst everybody. Would you all rather have seen Stroman instead of Warren? Would you all rather have seen Carlos Carrasco instead of Will Warren? I don't know. For Will Warren, we have a ride back to AAA. I mean, he could get option back. Stroman, what did I hear last? What did I read last about Stroman? It sounded like he had. I know the knee was bugging him. I want to say he started throwing again. I'm not sure though. So, well, Bill, Judge doesn't need to use those bats. CT cards. I should time you out for that comment, but I won't. Yariel pitched great, and they let him. Yeah, well, Yarbrough has been great for the Yankees. I have been impressed with what he's been doing. So, yeah, I know the game is delayed. I mean, at this point, it sounds like they're probably. I mean, from the way people are talking, they are. It sounds like there might be a what do you call it? A postponement. So yeah, exactly, and that's the funny part, right? Like they're number one or number two in every offensive category. I was actually looking at those numbers too, there, Ken. But there's also those games where they don't hit. Like yesterday was a prime example of that. I do understand it. Those types of games happen when the bats don't hit. They don't hit. When they don't click, they don't click. So, but they are killing it offensively, pitching wise. Not so much. But I think it's just we constantly talk about with the bats. So they may be number one, number two in those categories. Yes. But, I know you've mentioned it many times, Ken, right? The situational hitting, it's still a bit of a problem. It's like they can't, they leave a lot of guys on base. They can't score with runners in scoring position. But, that's the story, though, right? That's the story with the bats. Some games they look really good. Some games not great. Oh, situational hitting consistency. Yeah. So WWE, what? What are you guys talking about? Yeah, Bill's saying that's my point. None of them need to use those bats. This is not the WWE. Nah, I get it. But if it works for some of these guys, cool. Let them use it. If they don't need to use it, they don't have to. And it's the Yankees that are the only team that's using it. There's other players on other teams that are using it too. So, but if today's game is getting played, if it is getting played, I think I'm kind of right there with CT on the score. I think it's going to be like a 5. You know what? I was going to say 5-3, but I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go 5-4. I think the Yankees are going to win this game by 1 run. If this game gets played. All right. So Warren, I got him going 4 innings, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, gives up 3 runs. And then, I think it'll be a 5-4 game. As far as home runs go, I think Judge, once again, if the game gets played, I think Judge will hit a home run. And I'm just going to pick a wild card here. I'm going to say, okay, so Judge, I'm going to say Grisham, Judge, and then I'm going to say Oswald Peraza. Just, somebody nobody expects. That's but see, and that's the thing here. Yankees have not been blown out of many games, and they haven't been. Not many. Maybe if there was, maybe there was one game where they were blown out. A couple of games they were blown out there, Ken. Just not getting that, and this is the problem that I have with the offense. They're not getting the hits when it truly matters. Now, what I do like about the offense is that when they're losing, they do make a comeback and they're within like 1 run of tying up the game or even taking the lead, but they don't, like you said, they just don't get those key hits. And that's the frustrating part. And especially with runners on third and second, or it's like, man, they should be able to score here, but they don't. It's absolutely annoying. It's frustrating, but that's baseball, right? Lou's going 5-4 Tampa Bay. Pasty. Hey, if you're the most optimistic person, man, I got no problems with that there. All good with me. But looking at these votes again, 29 votes now. So the under is leading in the votes with 38%. So most of you are voted under. I mean, I get it. I understand. I hope he goes. I'm on the even. I'll go. I'm even. What's up, Ray? How's it going? But let's get it. Let's talk about the food part, people. We'll just jump right into the food part, and then we'll call it good. We'll wrap this up. What's everybody eating today? What are you all snacking on? What are you all eating? Let me know. It's something that's true. If we don't get our even if we have 500 team, we still making the playoffs. I mean, that's the thing, Lou. Like the AL is pretty weak. The AL East is not really doing anything either. I mean, let's look at these standings. I mean, Yankees have been fortunate so far that other teams in their division have been losing too. But if we look at these standings, the Red Sox are 2 games behind. The Blue Jays are 3 games behind. I mean, Rays are 4, Orioles are 5.5. So I mean, they're still within reach. And as I'm looking at all the other American League teams, I mean, really, the best team in the American League right now, I mean, because record-wise, obviously, I know it's still early in the season, it's the Seattle Mariners. They have a 20-12 record. The Tigers have a 21-13 record. And I know the Yankees play the Mariners this month. Eric Does Stuff. I like that username. Welcome. It's my first time seeing you, so I appreciate you tuning in. He says, I see us making it as a wild card team. I wouldn't be surprised. Nah, you're good, Pasty. You're good. Don't worry about it, bro. I think Vivas should have tried to score. Yeah, but here's the problem with the. Okay, so I know Rojas gets a lot of heat as a third base coach, but let's just say he did. Let's just say he did send Vivas home, right? Let's just say there's times where he stops players from scoring. What if they got thrown out? Then we would have complained like, oh, this guy gets everybody thrown out, because we saw how many runners got thrown out as a result of his decision. I personally, again, I'm not the biggest fan of Rojas, but sometimes you got to play it safe. That's just my thought. That's my thoughts, really. I mean, Ray is saying hamburgers pot. Ooh, nice. Nice. I like those food. Those foods sound really good. But yeah, what's everybody? Let me know what everybody's munching on, though. We'll talk food. I mean, from the sounds of it, it sounds like there might not be a game. But we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. But I was going to do the play-by-play today, but I know the game is going to be in a delay. Chili via crock pot. Ooh, nice there, Jake Boss. Susan says, yeah, but we've shown it's difficult to get runners home. The throw can be offline and we score. Yeah. 7 runners gone at the plate last season, 1 this season, and Bellinger ran through a stop again. Well, if once again, if the players run through a stop sign, that is on the player. So, you gotta look for those signals, of what your third base coach is telling you or what your first base coach is telling you. So if you're just running through the signals and you're just making your own decision, I mean, that's on the player, right? Not necessarily on the coach. Will Jazz be on the team next year? It's a good question. If we sign Tucker next offseason, we will be in a very good position to win the World Series in 2026. Yeah, I know Tucker is going to be a hot free agent, and I can't. We're going to talk about that in the off season, because I got a lot of questions about the off season coming up. As far as Yankees signing players, because I have a feeling they might go a different direction. Then again, I could very well be wrong on this. Yeah, I mean, Rojas took more chances, but he also got a lot of criticism too, though, Susan. That's the problem. Bill, go enjoy the food, man. Go enjoy the food. This afternoon's lunch is going to be a grilled ribeye steak sandwiches with peppers and onions. Ooh, okay, Ken. That sounds really good. Susan says Tucker will be super expensive. Rather they go after Michael King. I mean, I think they're going to go after a starting pitcher in the offseason. Who that is? I mean, I would love for the Yankees to go get King back. That would be awesome. I mean, Zach Gallen's going to be a free agent. There's going to be a few guys today and having some corn. Good, CT. Get those solid foods. We need Tucker. I mean, listen, I would love for the Yankees to get Tucker, but how much is it going to cost? Not that I'm saying the Yankees couldn't afford it, but we've heard Hal Steinbrenner talk about wanting to cut down on payroll, right? And they have a bunch of young guys in the minors. So, again, we'll take a little bit of a dive into that, in the off season. So, I'm more right now, as of right now, I'm more focused on what happens in the, during the season. King would be ideal. Anyone thinking Framber Valdez? I don't know about Framber, man. I'm so on him. He's a good pitcher, but I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, I feel like he does get hurt. Tunamac. Yep. Okay. I know you've been talking about that, Desiree. Well, Spencer Jones. I mean, that's the thing. Spencer Jones. I know he's been looking really good, right? Spencer Jones has been looking really good. So I kind of picture a scenario where it's like the Yankees actually bring up Spencer Jones when they expand the roster. I could see him coming up, and I could see him being your starting center fielder next season instead of going after Kyle Tucker. I'm just throwing it out there, because if they get Tucker, what do you do with Jones? But once again, these are conversations to have, later on. So it's going to be an interesting offseason. CT saying, remember that King can pitch in New York? We noticed, so I'd rather take a chance on King than players that have no experience in New York. Yeah, like I said, I like King. I was sad to see him go. I was definitely sad to see him go in that trade, but during that time, it needed to happen, considering the Yankees' needs. Ken is saying Tucker's going to command a $500 million plus contract. My bet is that no one's going to get us a shot at the majors next season. Next season's payroll is already at $281 million. Going to need back in right, Ken. And I don't know, $500 million. Would the Yankees want to pay that? They could afford it, but do they want to give that out? Do they want to dish out that kind of contract? They could afford it, no doubt. Man, CT Cards is looking to get timed out today. You're making some very bad comments there, buddy. I'd rather get rid of Dominguez than Jones. Jones has a very high ceiling. I mean, he's highly regarded. He could hit, he could field. I mean, I like Spencer Jones. There could be a scenario where you see Spencer Jones and Dominguez play together. So if the Yankees got rid of Dominguez, yeah, there might be a riot in New York. Helsley, his name has been mentioned quite a bit. I know earlier y'all mentioned Jazz Chisholm, but Jazz Chisholm is, let's see how many years of control he has. I think he's a free agent after 2026, because he's definitely he'll be a free agent after 2026. So I don't see him, unless the Yankees say otherwise. I don't see him being traded next season. He'll be a free agent after 2026, and then I doubt after that season, the Yankees will bring him back. Oh, Susan, that would be so bad. I know, CT. I know. I'm just giving you a hard time, but that's what we got, folks. There's a delay We don't even know if a game is going to even get played today. But if there is, I got the play-by-play set up. I'm still going to call the game regardless. So, but if it gets rained out, if it gets rained out, oh well. We'll come back tomorrow for a new series when the Padres come into town. That's going to be a challenge for the Yankees. It's going to be a fun series though. I'm going to go eat RQ. What's RQ there, Eric? I don't know what happened to him. I saw that, Ken. I don't know the extent of his. I don't know why he was placed on the IL. Oh, real quick. Okay. Thanks, Lou. I wasn't sure what that stood for. Oh man, my brain not functioning. Yeah, hopefully they could get a game in, man. I mean, I don't, I'm not the biggest fan of double headers, but if it happens, it happens. So, but with Spencer Jones, I'm not sure what's happening. I don't know what his injury is. I'm trying to see. Well, the only thing I know is that Jones was put on the IL. They haven't said anything as to why. CT Card is saying we got the injury bug happening from up in the majors down to double. Dude, it's happening everywhere. Like it's crazy. These injuries are just absolutely insane. But that's what we got though, folks. That's what we got. I am gonna end the live stream here. So I do appreciate everybody tuning in and hanging out, even if it's for a little bit. It's always a good time hanging out with all you guys and gals. It's greatly appreciated. The support is always great. But I'm gonna end the poll here. I had 34 votes, and 44% of you have said that Will Warren is pitching under 4 innings. That is the majority of the votes. Next is over at 32, and then the last is 23 at even. So cool. I think he'll be in the even. Thank you, CT. I appreciate it so much. But folks in the chat, thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to end the pregame here. Let's see if there's a game. We know it's delayed, so there's gonna be a wait. Maybe it gets postponed. But if there is a game, I will be live. So I'll be waiting for some sort of update. But but folks in the chat, thank you all for tuning in. I do greatly appreciate the support. Make sure you all hit the like button on the way out if you haven't yet. If you're watching this on the rerun, excuse me, hit that like button. Share this channel out with everybody you know. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Join in on the fun. Let's continue growing this channel out. I would greatly appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you all soon. If not, I'll see you all tomorrow. And as always, let's go Yankees.